Hello, it's me, Josh Hunter. I'm presently in the city of Santa Monica, California, and so with regards to this slowdown of the Earth's rotation, which apparently we've been experiencing over the last 30-something years. Well, I mean, it was finished at some point. I mean, but anyway, to me, anyway, it's been, all right. Anyway, uh, so like I've mentioned, um, I like to work with concepts. I like the idea of a concept. When I talk about like correcting the rotation, um, I'm not referring to building actual machines. I'm not saying that anyone should go out and build a machine to correct the Earth's rotation, but I'm more about holding an idea, and we could literally create an idea or a form that would keep us in the rotation that we'd like, and essentially be unaffected by it. Um, so the term that I refer to is a rotation compensator, or perhaps even a rotational compensator, um, to to balance out whatever undesirable effects that are the result of the Earth's rotation having slowed down. So I believe if you even have this idea, it should, I mean, even the word itself should, if you use it personally and just kind of perceive what that would be. Whereas instead of actually building some physical device to try and control things, if you personally just thought about it, like, well, what would that be to you? What would be a rotation compensator to you? And then just kind of naturally have that exist in your world, and then you're not necessarily interfering with other people's perception of reality or perception. You see, what I'm seeing here is, first of all, there's no way for us to know really whether or not the Earth's rotation has been slowing down or speeding up over the last, let's be generous and say, 5,000 years. There's no way for us to. This may be a natural process. It's something that happens generally. Like, it's just like the Earth slows down and then it speeds up. Um, but if it is not necessarily a natural thing, then the Earth may have been going at a certain speed for a very long time, And when it slows down, you're literally almost creating a new speed, and to some, like a new, say, line of activity. And so you're creating like two separate paths which seem very similar. Maybe even a new, I don't want to use the word dimension, because a lot of people they're gonna misuse it. They're gonna have their science fiction ideas of what they think a dimension is or whatever. So let's just say a new line of activity. So I'm not necessarily in support of this. I mean, like I said, if it's a natural thing, if the Earth occasionally does speed up and slow down, its rotation at least, then I'm not going to interfere. But if you're someone and you can, in some way, in a real identifiable way, confirm that the Earth's slowdown rotation has affected you in some undesirable way, I believe the concept that you want is is a term called the unified Earth. And just think about this, like a unified Earth, because it, effectively, there are two Earths that are created with this speed, with different speeds. Uh, if you have the Earth rotating at one speed, and then suddenly or gradually it rotates at some other speed, you are creating two Earths. Because everything that happened at that one speed, there is a whole group of people who are in alignment with. But at a different speed, then people have to align with that. And so you get perhaps a type of friction as a result of these two streams, or these two lines of activity, trying to harmonize with each other. So I believe the term or phrase that will encourage the harmony of these two streams, if this is real, would be called a unified Earth. And I think this will also help, because some people have this idea, they say this Earth or that Earth, as if, there were other Earths. And this idea of a fractured Earth, different time periods, different dimensions, a first dimensional Earth, a second dimensional Earth, a sixth dimensional Earth. When you focus on the idea of a unified Earth, and I wouldn't say united Earth because to me anyway, that has a kind of political connotation. But if you say a unified, was that the word? Unified, right? A unified Earth, which implies harmony. You can be united, but not necessarily be in harmony. But I think a unified Earth will not only be of benefit to this particular situation of rotation speed, but as well as other issues that may have been as yet unresolved, like just like dimensional issues, temporal issues. A unified Earth, and each person can do this individually. You don't have to go out and start like you do whatever. I'm not advocating anything. I'm just giving you a term or a phrase. So when you say unified Earth, then you have your idea of what that means to you, and then everything starts to, if I'm not mistaken, it will coalesce around this idea, whatever a unified Earth means to you. And it could literally mean, even if you're just perceiving things in some plain way and saying that, okay, so the speed changed and it had no effect on you whatsoever, and you're literally just referring to this one physical Earth, no dimensions, no temporal modifications or whatever. Like, you're literally just talking about the Earth the flesh and blood Earth that you would talk about in a court of law or something like that. Even that, when you're referring to a unified Earth, you are still focusing on the idea of harmony and construction of a functional society that is not constantly trying to destroy itself. So this doesn't necessarily have to be like, I want this to be like this is like a gentle way to kind of solve something. A lot of guys, they want to go out and they just want to put their fucking tools all in it and twist this and twerk that and tweak whatever. This is a gentle idea, and I'm not suggesting or even recommending that you try and turn this into a policy or turn it into a movement or anything. It's just like a gentle thing. Just consider it almost like a gentle thing, and you're just kind of like, okay, this is just the unified Earth, and you're not like you don't want to be close towards aggression with this idea. You don't let's make the unified Earth. No, it's just unified Earth. And even then, you don't want to say it too much. This is my perspective. This is how I'm seeing it right now. I might even change my perception of this, but I believe that this is correct at this moment. I don't know how long these rotation issues have been going on. I just have my own perception of it, and because once you establish when because so the dam, the Three Gorges Dam, was created. The construction started on December 14th in 1994, but the intent was started at least in 1999 or 1919 AD. And that's what I read. So if you can trace it back to if you can trace these rotational incidents, these modified rotational incidents, back to when the intent was first established, then you can build let's say a line of evidence that will. Anyway, sometimes a thing will start the moment you intend to do it. The moment you just say, "Hey, this is definitely what I want to do," then it already starts. Like, you could have the effect of the thing. I call it a backwards echo. Like, the thing, if your intent is so strong enough that it is already finished, it literally exists, and then it sends an echo backwards. And so it's almost like not necessarily a shadow, but just like the thing that is already intended to do comes backwards, like in time. It's already finished, but you perceive it and its effects before it even occurs. So, that's why I say to be gentle with this idea of the unified Earth, because you don't necessarily want echoes on this. because some people may not be about having a unified Earth, and you still need to. I mean, I believe that it would be like a kind of nice idea to not be so aggressive. I mean, getting what you want is nice, but it may be simply that we are not supposed we are not supposed to be like some like stabilized people. That may simply be what it is. Like we are just not like things are supposed to be fucked up. That may be the case. The nature may be, oh, things are fucked up, and that's just how it's supposed to be. So when you take this idea gently, you're not trying to you're still remaining humble to the idea that you could be wrong. And you know, it's nice to be right, and it's nice to believe that you're right, but if you remain humble to the idea that you might be wrong, you never really go too far. You never cross boundaries needlessly. So once again, this is still my all right. Also, I think since, what was it, March of this year, maybe April, my farts have been smelling very good. Okay. It's true. It's true. Okay. I'm just saying, I've been smelling my farts my whole life, and like every fart that I've had over the last 6 months has been like a winner. Like I'm serious. Like these have been farts that I can't even. Like I mean, I couldn't sell them to anyone. No one's gonna buy these farts, but these have been some magnificent farts. So. Alright. I'm 34 years old. And I've got the best grades